Now Entering, sharing small town stories, one resident at a time. Now Entering is a video scrapbook of the people, places, and history of towns as seen through the eyes of its residents. Community members collect video footage and still photos to showcase their unique stories. If you would like to see your town featured on the Now Entering series, please visit ballstatepbs.org/nowentering for more information.
We hope you have a joyful holiday season and a Happy New Year. This is Ball State PBS, a community-supported service of Ball State University.
The Tin Plate Fine Food and Spirits in Elwood is known for its wings, burgers, pulled pork barbecue, and its hand-breaded tenderloin sandwiches, made from scratch and breaded by hand to order. The Tin Plate offers a full bar and has a party room available for special gatherings.
Elwood Fire Equipment, family-owned since 1981, specializes in fire protection services and installation, proudly servicing the entire state of Indiana, offering service on commercial fire extinguishers, fire alarms, fire suppression systems, and high-pressure hydro testing.
Ascension St. Vincent Mercy in Elwood is a critical access hospital with advanced specialty care services and 24-hour emergency services. The primary and specialty care doctors offer advanced care close to home, including cancer, cardiology, orthopedics, and general surgery.
Elwood is located at the intersection of State Roads 28 and 37 in northern Madison County. Nicknamed the Heart of Hoosierland, Elwood has close proximity to 5 major Indiana cities. Business owners and citizens have worked to make Elwood the best choice to call home and to raise a family.
Now Entering Elwood is presented by the City of Elwood, Elwood Fire Equipment, the Tin Plate, and Ascension St. Vincent Mercy, with additional support from Graham Farr and Wilson, Hembry Motor Sales, Shepherd Auctioneers, Scott Reed Edward Jones, Elwood Community Development Corp., Kofer Fessler May Funeral Home, Elwood Chamber of Commerce, Progressive Plastics, Community Hospital, and Elwood Golf Links. Located in Madison County, Elwood prospered from the natural gas wells and later farming and canning factories, as well as the tin plate and glass factories. Throughout the years, Elwood has adapted to change, and today is no different. The residents will continue to adapt as the city makes progress. Thanks to its rich past, Elwood is characterized as the heart of Hoosierland and has a long, bright future to look forward to.
I am Mary Todd Jones, and you are now entering Elwood.
My name is Stacy Blake Foster. I'm the Executive Director for the Elwood Chamber of Commerce. I took this position last June. I do have a full-time job, but this is my hometown, and I have 2 of my children and my grandchildren are here. And I wanted to continue to see it grow, and I kind of call this my fun job, even though it can be full-time most times, but it's fun. We start off with our Hometown Hero banner, where we honor our veterans in our community, and we have families can come and buy a banner, and they're hung throughout the town. And then but the Thursday before the July 4th holiday, we have a Hometown Hero banner ceremony, where we invite the veterans out. We have guest speakers. The color guard comes out and plays taps. We try to do everything to honor them in that ceremony. It started about 3 years ago. It's from Mayor Todd Jones. He had vision of a Veterans Park, which is now, we do have that now. It's next to the city building. We wanted a way to be able to honor all of our veterans in our community throughout the year. We have a golf outing every June. We had 17 teams last year, which is the most we've ever had. So we were very excited about that. We hold that on a Saturday. They get to eat lunch. We have contests. Everybody just gets to come and gather and have a great day. Every August we have the annual Glass Festival, and we just celebrated our 53rd annual Glass Festival. And it's we have the carnival, we have a parade on Saturday, we have craft booths, food booths, we have organizations that have pancake breakfast. There's been a chicken dinner, chicken noodle dinner, band boosters do every Sunday. We have worship service, pulled pork dinner. We have pony rides, helicopter rides, and live entertainment Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we have everything to do from like Wednesday to Sunday. We're packed. The Glass Festival is a huge tradition for Elwood. That's our huge event for the year. It takes us almost a year to plan it. So in October, we coincide the Red Gold Chili Cook-Off with the Crush for Hunger Saturday that Red Gold helps put on. And then we have our Main Street organization that actually has their fall festival also. So the whole downtown and around the fountain is busy with all kinds of activities that day. We also have the end of October, we have the Spooktacular event, which I started last year. We have games for the kids to play, we've got bounce houses, craft booths, we have live entertainment, we do our trunk or treat, and the Halloween parade, which we have a nursing home behind the park. So we wanted to make sure that they got to actually see the parade and give candy out to the kids. So it was a huge success. We actually have the chamber members all get invited to a very nice dinner, and we have entertainment. This year we're actually doing a comedian. We usually have a guest speaker. And there's awards for Citizen of the Year, Business of the Year. These are all nominated by all the chamber members, so they all get an award and recognized. We have a women's empowerment luncheon in March. We just started that this year. We had a guest speaker, very well attended. They had a very nice lunch. What was great about this women's empowerment wasn't just about profession, it's about personal. Besides growing our new members is making sure that we're highlighting businesses that we have. We've getting ready to start businesses of the month, highlight them each month. And actually, we're going to start doing some Facebook live videos to go in and see what's going on, interview the owners. We've started doing scholarships for high school students. We gave 2 scholarships for the first time this year. So we were very excited about that. I don't think you can beat a small town. This sense of community that's here, like I said, it's a small, very small community, but we have a lot going on and everybody has a huge heart and they pull together when they need to. I love this community. 2 of my 3 children live here and my grandbabies are here, and it's always going to be home for me, always.
Hello, my name is Nancy Sumner, and I'm with the Elwood Heritage Center and Museum here in town, and I want to tell you about Callaway Park. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this was to remind the citizens of Elwood what a wonderful piece of property we have here, and how we use it without thinking about the history of it. Dr. Benaiah Callaway in 1850 moved to Elwood from the Richmond, Indiana area, and he brought his son with him. His son's name was Henry, and together they built quite a little income, so to speak. And then Dr. Callaway passed in 1899, which left Henry to take over. He purchased 40 acres of ground from James A. DeHorty. And with those 40 acres, he presented to the city council 40 acres to use as a park. And that became Callaway Park. And of course, unfortunately, 2 years later, he passed. So the city then kind of took stands and decided that they wanted to embellish upon this park. From there are different activities that take place. There we have the first Tomato Festival, which is in 1937 that was there. We've had an Easter egg hunt out there since 1929. We've had our Indiana Glass Festival, which is out there, started in 71. And so it's drawing all these festivals and all these activities out there to the park. One of the largest activities that took place at the park was in 1940. There was a large gathering. It was called a Mass of Humanity. Mass of Humanity came to Elwood in celebration of Wendell L. Willkie being nominated for President of the United States, which is a pretty cool. A local boy does good, and he was born and raised here. They feel that there was over 200,000 people came to our little town of 11,000, and it was all out at Callaway Park. Many of the locals know this because of all the pictures and everything, but it's quite an event for our park and for our city. Callaway was able to hold all these people and accommodate people from around the country, and Callaway became known throughout the United States and throughout Indiana because of Wendell Willkie. So people knew who Elwood was, and they knew about Callaway. Henry Callaway's vision has expanded triple-fold throughout the years. The park has ball fields surrounding it. They have the number of slides that's out there. They also have a swing for a handicap for a wheelchair. So that's inclusive. We try to be inclusive for everyone. They have a gazebo out there, and it's been there for several years, but people have their weddings out there. The huge shelter house is out there. That was built in 1928, I believe, and it's still standing. I went by there the other day, and they got a pickleball court. In 1924, Phi Delta Kappa Fraternity built 2 concrete and brick pillars as a wonderful entrance into the park. And so that's kind of like a gateway to the park. It's welcoming you into the park. We've had family reunions out there. Every year people get together. They've gotten together for decades for their family reunions. We now have our Halloween parade out there for the young kids. We also have a Christmas lights show out there through the drive. So it's all very community and family oriented. I do believe that Henry Callaway would think his vision has been magnified over and over again, and he would say, "Well done, Elwood, well done." I love Elwood because it's a wonderful community. We get together, we stick together, we work together, we have fun together. It's just a great little community, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. I was born and raised here. I was gone for several years. I was in the Marine Corps and then had my life outside of, but I came back to Elwood, and it's a great community. I love it.
My name's Jeff Ball, and I own a glass factory in Elwood, Indiana, which has been quite the experience. This is the best place in the world to live. I'm never gonna move. My wife she worked for St. Clair's. We ended up with a pretty good collection of St. Clair. We started going to Shipshewana, and we would sell glass. When Joe passed away, that gave us the option of starting our own glass operation. The auction came up, and I bought a tank, I bought 3 ovens. You hear these glass factories making millions of pieces. We couldn't make 1 million pieces in our lifetime. It's just very meticulous, setting down. A lot of the tools are handmade tools that we make ourselves. There's no place to buy this stuff. We don't do things with machines. We got little machines, but nothing serious, a press or something like that to give a good squish if you need it. But as far as gobs of glass shooting through the air, poop, 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 no, nothing like that. Originally, we were Prestige Art Glass. 2016, my wife, bless her heart, she passed away. My daughter comes up and she says, "Dad, you gotta do something." If you'd heard the stories of at the funeral, people coming up and what Carol had done through them with the glass, it was amazing. It's just amazing how many people's hearts she touched in a special way. So calling it Carol's Legacy, it was a no-brainer. When I first met Carol, we got on a motorcycle, we're out traveling around. Here's this little antique shop out in nowhere, and we stop in and boom, what's she looking at? She's looking at their glass. Glass was her passion. I remember the first piece she got was a tea-berry gum stand, and she's just so proud of that. After Carol passed away and we got her ashes, we designed a brand new piece that we had never made before. We did a spiral around the outside, and we put her ashes in it. The color that we made the spiral is called Queen's Choice. Guess who Queen was? These were Carol's colors, and she just loved them. Probably 70% of the work we do are for pets. See, from the picture, she was a calico. So we put a calico bubble in here, and then I cut a little dark clump of hair off of Bella and a little white clump, and we bound them together. There's a cork right here. We pull the cork off, stick them inside, and then cork it up. This is one of my favorite pieces. I love this piece. We're not making a ton of money doing what we do, but we touch people's hearts in a special way. I love Elwood because it's where I was born. It's where Mom and Dad raised me down on B Street, North B and 27th. It's been good to me. I love making glass in Elwood, and this has been a grand experience for us.
You know, a lot of people probably don't realize back in the 30s and 40s, tomatoes were king in Elwood and the surrounding area. In fact, of all of Indiana. The canneries were small, growers were small. It was hand-picked back then, a lot of family farms. Back in 1942, and the war was going, tomatoes were very important during the war effort.
Our grandfather got a bid from the government during the war to make number 10 tomatoes, that's a gallon can, and convinced my mother to come and join him and start this cannery. He had some friends, I think he went together and got some of his friends that were growers and convinced them that they needed to grow tomatoes for him. And that's how it started.
We started as Augustus Canning. Fortunately, my father had a friend who had a company called Red Gold, and my father purchased the name from him. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, we were born. You know, sometimes we didn't have babysitter. Guess where we got to go on Saturdays and Sundays when school was out? That's sort of what started. During the summer, I always had a summer job, and so did Tina.
Yeah.
So we started there, and then in 1980, I had a chance to buy the Fetty canning plant. It was a small plant, it was an old plant, and every year I reinvested in it with modern equipment, modern cook room, adding more people. I remember when I got out of college in 72, I think we maybe had 10 full-time people. So now we have 3,000.
Back when it started, it was housewives that would help come and they could get the extra money. So they would work 2.5 months out of the year and get the extra money, and they knew everybody. So they really enjoyed getting out, working. It was hard work. They were peeling the tomatoes, but they liked that with their friends. And we would always have a party at the end of the year.
And we try to still have fun at it. You know, back in, we always say the day, that's maybe the 40s, the 50s, and there were big parades that many of the canners participated in. They all put up a queen candidate. So we had queen candidates and floats. Of course, I wasn't born yet, but that's what I heard.
I think that was one thing that Mom and Dad always instilled in us, that we needed to make sure we were involved in the community. My mom was very instrumental in starting the chili cook-off. And we were always, we were still canning during that time when it started, but every year it seems to grow and grow bigger and have new things. And so if you're a winner, you are like the coveted master chili maker for a year. So that's always fun, and that's continued, and I think this is the 35th year of that. All the proceeds go to the Second Harvest Food Pantry and the Morset Food Pantry in Elwood. The money has been could make over 2.3 million meals. So a lot of people are benefiting from that. They added, this is the 12th year for the run, the 10K, 5K, and a 1-mile family run, which was really fun because it brings people in from outside of Elwood to see Elwood. And they get a really pretty medal, and that has always been very successful.
Something else we do fun, my wife's in charge of this, Salida, probably around Christmas. Each plant gets to pick their own project and put it together and make the donation.
The different departments or I guess clubs would have, they would have fundraisers, and they would get to choose where they wanted to donate it, like Coats for Kids, they would donate. So kids in Elwood would have coats, and I know they have donated a lot. The distribution center has done that, and they pick different areas. And that's just to get everybody in our company to know that it's important to give.
So we just love the tomato business. I've always lived in Elwood or close to Elwood as I grew and grew my company. We've got a lot of good employees that are based in Elwood. I've got a lot of friends in Elwood, and it's just a fun place to grow up. I've got both my sons are in the plant, and Tina's son, AJ, is in the plant.
I love Elwood and its people because it's home. I've always loved the people here, and it's home. It will always be home, and there's no place like home. We just love it. That's why we stayed in Elwood and the business. It's just home.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the latest episode of Ball State PBS's Now Entering series as we visit Elwood, Indiana. Hi, I'm Sarah Gullion with my co-host for the evening, Brandon Smith. We're so happy you're with us this evening.
The Now Entering series is unique. It's a documentary project where your friends and neighbors became the filmmakers to tell the story of your town, capturing what makes Elwood special. We met some incredible people and heard some wonderful stories while taping the storyteller interviews you are seeing tonight.
That's right. We know that you're loving this program, and there's more to come. If you know someone from Elwood who's moved away, let them know that they can go to ballstatepbs.org and watch the live stream right now. You can also watch us on the Ball State PBS Facebook page. And don't forget, you can leave us a message using hashtag #NEElwood.
Ball State PBS is all about connecting with local communities and bringing you the best in programming, arts, history, science, and news, as well as providing community engagement and educational experiences. Why not take this opportunity to become a member tonight and support Now Entering Elwood and all of the exceptional programming that sets Ball State PBS apart? Call 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
We'd love to thank you on the air tonight. If you're not a member of Ball State PBS yet, now is the time to pick up the phone and give us a call at 1-800-252-9472 or go to ballstatepbs.org and show your commitment to excellent public television that only Ball State PBS can bring you.
Now, let's get back to Now Entering Elwood.
Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
Hi, I'm Todd Jones, Mayor of the City of Elwood. So January 1st, 2016, I took office as the mayor. Our first initiative was to reopen the Elwood golf links. There was an underdeveloped housing area that sat two houses that wasn't gaining much traction in our community. We decided it was a lot easier to market the housing development on a golf course than it was a goat ranch. We successfully opened up an 18-hole municipally owned golf course, and now we have a $25 million housing development that is at 100% occupancy known as Bison Ridge Estates. We had an opening day ceremony where Purple Heart medalist Carl Scott took the first swing. We decided that this would be a great opportunity to honor Carl, his tribute to our country, and for the many years that he's been in the city of Elwood. There's a lot of new residents as we see the migration of Hamilton County north. The corridor of 37 was a corridor that looked like the city of Elwood was dying. Since our administration has taken office, that corridor now has 2 car dealerships, a reopened golf course, and a $25 million housing development leading you into the city of Elwood, letting you know that we're well and vibrant. We've got a lot of great community partnerships in the city, one of those being with the Elwood Community Development Corporation. They help us acquire properties and turn those into viable businesses. One prime example, like I had mentioned earlier, was the golf course. We also have great partnerships with the Catalyst Youth Center, the Elwood YMCA, and our business community, being Red Gold and Elsa are the 2 of the top 10 employers in Madison County. Heinz Career Center gives a great opportunity not only for people in the city of Elwood, but also in surrounding communities, as it allows our students to walk out of one door with gainful employment and walk into another door and raise their family right into the city of Elwood. all of these entities were working for the same common goal. Not everyone may have known what each one was working for, so we've broken down those silos, and now we have open line of communication with city government and these entities to all work together so we can pool our resources to make sure the citizens of Elwood are being taken care of accordingly. The future of Elwood's very bright. Not only are we going through a renovation of the Mary Beth Dunahey Aquatic Center currently, but the city of Elwood is also working on a 80-acre sports complex and a new hotel that would sit directly off of State Road 37. The city of Elwood just presents itself with a lot of great opportunities. The city's known as the heart of Hoosier land. It's because of the location it is in Indiana, but I want to say it's because of all of our great people. They have big hearts. No matter what kind of tragedy or what kind of event that we have, people pull together, work together, and just put a shining light on the city of Elwood. I love Elwood because of the great people that we have.
I'm Caitlin Spradlin. I'm Executive Director of the Elwood Y. I believe the Y's really played a big presence since about 1961. I've been at the Y for 5 years. I started at front desk and have worked my way up to the Executive Director role. The program and activities that we offer range anywhere from senior programming down to daycare from 12 months and up. We offer basketball, soccer, and silver sneakers, all kinds of fun stuff. There's always something going on. We have a lot of programs like bingo, euchre, but we are now venturing into some adult volleyball and adult basketball. This year, the Elwood Y brought back the pancake breakfast, the Saturday of Glass Festival, and we also brought back for the first time in 3 or 4 years the Elwood Farmers Market. When I took over as director, there was not much community involvement. The Y was just kind of at a standstill, and now our focus is community driven. What can we do to help the community? Since I became the executive director, we have formed relationships with the mayor's office and the city of Elwood. The Parks Department's been wonderful to us. So just that community involvement that we're building is such a great thing to see. So the schools and the Y, I think for a long time, were two separate entities, and we're really trying to bridge that gap. We're all working for the same youth in the same community. We have a before and after school care program. We are now offering 2-hour delay, which they never offered before, and e-learning day. That's a big deal in the YMCA as a whole. Not many YMCAs do offer that. We also offer the basketball and soccer programs. We want to get to where we're the feeder for them going into the next level of athletic ability. 5 to 10 years down the road, I would love to see growth and change. I hope to expand out of our building. That would be wonderful. We're already at max capacity with gym space now, so something like that would be great, and just keep building the relationships. I would love to see in the future where we are the preschool of Elwood. I would love to see us partner with the assisted living and the nursing homes to get those elderly people a class. I just would love for everybody to realize how important the Y is to our little town of Elwood. I have a 12-year-old and a 2-year-old, so we will be in Elwood for a long time. We will have kids in the school system for over 20 years. So we are dedicated to Elwood. That's why we are here. We have no family ties in Elwood. The Y and the community are essentially our families and what's brought us and kept us here in town. We love the small town charm of it. We love the change and the growth it's making. And just in the last few years, you can tell the community's really jumped on board in all aspects. So I'm just hoping we keep up the momentum.
My name is Teresa Mangus, and I'm here to speak about the family business that I worked in for 33 years. My dad was George Mangus, and his brother's name was Jack. Mangus, and they came from Bordonia, Greece. It's part of Sparta. And they wanted to come to the United States and make their fortune. They had an uncle that lived in Ohio, so when they first came over, they went to work for him, and he kind of taught them how to cook and the candy business and everything. Then they heard about Elwood, Indiana. They said, that's a growing community. This is a nice place to start a business. So first they opened up a sweet shop, and they served ice creams and homemade candy, hamburgers and such things, you know. And they did pretty good. Back then, the clientele were teenagers. They'd come for sodas and ice cream and everything, and they would share a table, sometimes 3 people with a Coke, 3 straws and 1 Coke. They worked there for several years, and Dad said finally he heard about something called a cafeteria. They heard that a building had just been built after a fire, and so they went to the owner and said, we would like to rent this building and open a cafeteria. So they did, and still operating the sweet shop at the same time. I graduated from high school when I was 18, but before that, Dad would give us a little spending money. We'd come in and we'd like wipe tables or fill water glasses with ice, you know. And when the lunchtime was over, he'd give us a quarter. And for a quarter, you could go to the theater and have popcorn and have change left over. I served at the steam table. I worked behind the salad counter. I also worked behind the pie counter, and we had wonderful salads, many kind of pies. It was just unbelievable. It was back then, you could get a whole meal for 75 cents, which you can't today. But we'd be so busy on Sundays, there'd be a line out the door down the sidewalk, and it took a long time to serve people, and they didn't care. People from all over Indiana would come and stop by, and especially people would go up north to the lakes, and we get all the lake business coming and going. My aunts, cousins, even my grandmother came after she left where she was staying, and she came to live with us for a while. And so we put her to work making salads, and that was her first paycheck she ever had. It was wonderful for her. She enjoyed it so much. Made a lot of friends. She didn't speak too much English, but she could get by. I had never worked anywhere but family. I didn't know how to fill out a form to, you know, so I thought, what am I gonna do? Somebody suggested, why don't you go to work at the school cafeteria since you've had experience? So I thought, you know, that sounds good. And so I walked in there and applied. They took me right away, possibly because they knew of my experience, you know. So I enjoyed it a whole lot working with the kids, and my job was washing pots and pans and dishes for 33 years. Oh my goodness, the kids, I just loved them, and I was always nice to them. I'd smile. So today I see these kids out on the street, they're probably grandparents, and they said, you know, you were my favorite lunch lady because I was nice to them, you know. Well, everybody else was, but I enjoyed them. It was fun. I love Elwood because it's a very caring community. There are many organizations, and I've been in a few of them. I just became a servant in those organizations, and we care for children and different people, you know. I was in Kiwanis and Tri Kappa, United Methodist Women, my gosh, Elwood Historical Society. It's very common for people in Elwood to be in such organizations, you know, helping the community, helping the children. We try to do our best, and we don't tire. We just keep going on and on and on.
My name is Bev Groover. I'm a former principal here in Elwood, just retired in 2022. Just the experiences that I had in school here in Elwood, the teachers, getting to know them, the experiences I had through elementary, junior high, and high school, just gave me that feeling that that's something I wanted to do in the future. Even though I didn't go become a teacher right away, and it was 11 years after school before I became a teacher, I knew that it was something that I wanted to do to spend time with kids. I was a teacher for only 7 years, and then became a principal for a total of 21 years. I see some of my former students now who are doctors, electricians, they're teachers, doing great things. So not only do I see former students, I was a principal to their children, their grandchildren, some of them. So just rewarding experiences to see that I was a part of their lives and what they have become now. I would not have a school without it being a happy school, happy place. I feel like kids learn best when they are happy and safe. So the number one thing that I would strive for, and my staff who went above and beyond, we would always strive for happy places, and the building was happy all the time. Music made us happy. Dancing made us happy. We always said we work real hard and then we play. And I just made sure that happened. And it was nice to be a principal because I got to know all of the kids in the community because then we were narrowed down to one school now. So when they came through my school, I got to know them. I got to know their families. And they just knew we're going to smile and we're going to be happy. They knew once they reached that door that there were going to be smiles and hugs and they were going to be loved and they were going to have good experiences because that's what I had and that's what I wanted my kids to have and my school kids to have. So of the thousands that I knew, I feel like we did that. And it was a staff, a hardworking staff that did that. So I just feel like we had a bunch of happy campers coming through Elwood Elementary and through the school system here, and I think it's happening still today. I think it shows in the amount of family involvement we have, family engagement and community involvement, because some of those people are the kids that have grown up and come back or stayed here and have raised their own families. So not only the families and the people that have gone through our school, the community members like the mayor, of course, the firemen, the police officers, business organizations, everyone comes together. If we have a calling and we need you, it's like they're there. I felt like I taught everywhere from 6th grade down to kindergarten, and I was a principal as well. But I still felt like there was something missing in our school system. So we were able to start an early learning center with the help of the Fran and Ernie Reichert Foundation. With them and their support, we were so successful in what we started. At one time, we had nearly 180, 200 kids who were under kindergarten age. So we got the Sagamore of the Wabash for just how much we put into that preschool, because we knew we needed those early learning goals set for these kids so they would be ready to learn and ready to grow. So the Early Learning Center was a great thing. It's just other good things are just the fact that I live in my town and I can be reunited with people that I went to school with back in the day. We're having our 45th year reunion coming up 1 week from today. And I can tell you that I'll have friends that stayed here and I'll have friends who have gone on and moved, but they'll come back. We will dance together, we will party together, but you know what? We're really celebrating Elwood because Elwood is what made us come together. If I had to choose one word to describe Elwood, I would choose comfort. The best thing is you've been traveling and you're exhausted and you're tired, but you come into those city limits and you drive into your driveway and you plop down onto that couch and you go, oh, I'm home. You know what? That's comfort. That's my home. That's Elwood to me. My mother-in-law right now is at the nursing home and I'm going to be going to see her. She's 86 years old and she just has a little time left. And I said to her, I said, you know, you've lived here for 86 years. You've grown 4 wonderful children. You've worked here all your life. Would you change anything? Would you go somewhere else? Would you live anywhere else? She said, no, Bev, I would do it all again. And you know, that's what it's about. It's about us making our mark somewhere. It's some special place, some comfortable place to us. You make your mark. You give that chance for your kids to make the same mark. And then you just go on with the comfort that you have.
Where will Now Entering travel next? If you would like to see your town featured on an upcoming episode of our Now Entering series, please visit ballstatepbs.org/nowentering to nominate your town.
What wonderful stories from Elwood tonight. It's great to see all the storytellers and see all the cute kids in that last segment too. That's a surefire way to get some more viewers on Ball State PBS. Show the cute kids.
That's right. And you hear how much people really love their town.
Oh my gosh,
that's always
wonderful.
Yeah, really
Wonderful.
Great to hear. Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Gullion and I'm here with Brandon Smith and we're taking a quick break from the program. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for Now Entering Elwood, the newest episode in our Now Entering series. We want to remind you that besides watching us on TV, we're also streaming on ballstatepbs.org and on Facebook. Feel free to drop a comment with the hashtag #NEElwood. And a big thanks to all of you who've already called in with your support. Let's take a moment and read some of the names and some of the comments that we've gotten so far, Brandon.
Excellent. Absolutely. I've got one. This is a viewer. I didn't say their name. I just wanted to let us know how much they love this special town. And I think all the storytellers agree. A very special town.
That's right. And I've got a comment here from Linda Parker, and she just says, my birthplace. So she's excited to hear about Elwood.
Thank you for watching, Linda. And a huge thank you to our amazing community sponsors, Graham, Farrer and Wilson, Hembry Motor Sales, Shepherd Auctioneers, Scott Reed, Edward Jones, Elwood Community Development Corp., Kofer Fessler May Funeral Home, Elwood Health and Living, Elwood Chamber of Commerce, Progressive Plastics, Community Hospital, and Elwood Golf Links.
Yay, yay, yes, thanks so much, sponsors. We also want to thank our premium sponsors, who are the City of Elwood, Elwood Fire Equipment, the Tin Plate, and Ascension St. Vincent Mercy. Thank you very much, premium sponsors.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
The phones behind me have been buzzing with some activity, with viewers like you calling in to support the unique programming that you can find only here on Ball State PBS. Give us a call now at 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org.
The Now Entering series gives us a chance to explore and learn more about what makes each of your hometowns unique. East Central Indiana is a region rich in history and vibrant communities. Ball State PBS is proud to serve our audience by providing local programs like Now Entering, along with your PBS favorites. Some of the storytellers from Elwood are on the phone bank tonight. They're behind me. You can wave, guys. All right, they're on the phone bank tonight, and they're eager to hear from you. One of our storytellers is waiting to talk with Dr. Phil Hoffman about the experience of making Now Entering Elwood. Let's hear from them now, Phil.
Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you being here tonight. 800-252-9472. Make that call right now if you love to watch programs like this one on Ball State PBS. If you're from Elwood, don't let those other cities beat you, Elwood. You got to get on that phone right now, 800-252-9472, or join us online anytime, ballstatepbs.org. Well, she should look familiar. You just saw her a couple minutes ago. This is Nancy Sumner joining us now live. Nancy, thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, this is great. Thank you.
We were just discussing the title, you know, Elwood Historian. I guess it's more of an honorific title then?
It's an honorary title.
Well, I'll talk to the mayor about that. We'll see what we can get accomplished. So let's talk a little bit about if a city is lucky, there's a person like you in the city, right? Not every city has a person that's kind of like the keeper of the history. What got you interested in being that person that kind of keeps track of the things in the city?
Probably my mother. She started in genealogy, and genealogy, it took off with me from there. So I've done our family tracing back to Wales, and we have family roots back to Germany. So it just kind of got me started with that and finding and searching us out. We also do a family reunion once a year, and so that helped initiate that interest in the family history itself. And then from there, I was in the Genealogy Society, and then I'm on the Elwood Heritage Museum Center, and and that is our Elwood core. That's where we receive our Elwood information at, and it just kind of took off from there, and I just dove right into it.
Well, and once you start doing that, right, everybody starts coming to you, telling you stories and everything else.
Do.
So you're sort of the keeper of the stories, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm the keeper. I try to remember all of them and write them down and record them as best I can. And there's a lot of history out there in Elwood, and the Heritage Center Museum is a great benefactor from that.
Now, obviously you've been in Elwood for a long time. It's nowadays in our society, people move around so much. They go to different states and different towns and everything. You've stayed in Elwood.
Right.
What's special about Elwood? Why do you stay in Elwood?
I stay in Elwood because of the people. And because that's once you're in a town for any particular length of time, you start having roots, and your roots are there. And that's what I've formulated my life on, is the roots of our community and of our people, because we're all interconnected. You know, we might think that we're not, but we're all part of a core family, and Elwood is our core family.
Well, Nancy, thank you for joining us here live tonight.
Great.
We appreciate you coming
Thanks.
in. And
Appreciate
you make
it.
that call right now, 800-252-9472, because our volunteers from Elwood and, of course, Brandon and Sarah are just waiting for you to call. So make that call right now, and I'll throw things back over to Brandon and Sarah.
Thank you, Phil. On Ball State PBS, you discover programs that cover a vast array of news and information, arts and culture, drama, and local programs like this one, where we're learning all about our neighbors in Elwood. It's something Ball State PBS provides every day, insight and experiences from your community and from around the world. Member support like yours is crucial as we plan more local programs, outreach, and initiatives. And by calling right now and making your financial contribution, you ensure that we will continue to bring you this kind of quality programming. Join us online at ballstatepbs.org or call 1-800-252-9472.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
Everyone can benefit from access to educational experiences and trusted stories from diverse perspectives. When you make your donation online or over the phone, you're ensuring that everyone has access to the programs and resources here on Ball State PBS. If you're already a member, thank you for making all these experiences available for everyone in our community. If not, this is a great time. Please make your contribution today. 1-800-252-9472 or ballstatepbs.org. Now, it's time to head back over to Phil to talk with another storyteller. Phil?
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Sarah. We are here now with a VIP, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mayor Todd Jones. Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
So let's talk a little bit about, I mean, obviously, you've lived in Elwood for a while, but then when you're mayor, you officially have to be the biggest booster for the city. What do you think is so special? Why do you love the city?
I love the city of Elwood. Like everyone has said, it's about the people. The people are what make Elwood great. We're known as the heart of Hoosier Land because of the location, but like I've said earlier, it's all about the people that make our community great.
And when you think about your role as mayor, right, every time that a person gets into a role like that in a city, probably in the back of your mind you have some idea of like, I need to have a legacy, right? I need to make sure that I'm doing things that are doing right by the citizens and making an impact, positive impact on the city. What's that like for you? What are you thinking about that you want to do for the city?
Every single day we are looking at trying to do great things that will leave a legacy to better our community and help our youth.
What do you think is the, like, again, what do you think is like the best thing about living in Elwood? Is there something besides the people, right?
Sure, sure.
But what's the best thing?
Just that everyone knows everyone. I was born and raised in the city of Elwood. I graduated from Elwood Community High School, and I never left this community. My parents still live in the same house that I grew up in, and it's nice to see not only the teachers that I've had in school, but classmates and just people we've built relationships with, going out and seeing them in local businesses and seeing them in community events. It's just great to see.
And of course now, with your parents still being in town, right? I'm sure you get some official mayoral advice from your parents, right? Do they give you advice on what
Especially my mother.
How are you doing so far? Are you doing all right? You doing a good job?
Depends what day you ask.
Well, I know one of the stories we'll see in a little bit, talk about this time of year especially, there's something special that happens in Elwood. That's a big deal. That's something that really people travel from miles around to see, right?
It's a tremendous opportunity to witness the Light Up the Magic in the Uptown Business District. We just lit that up this past Saturday, and to see the hundreds to thousands of people that flood the streets, the kids with their parents, their grandparents, just making memories that'll last a lifetime, that when the crowd counts down to 0 and it illuminates our uptown, and seeing the light, the faces on, the expressions on the kids' faces are just tremendous. It's like something out of a Norman Rockwell picture.
Yeah. Well, it looks great. You'll see it in a few minutes. Thank you, Mayor, for joining us today.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. Make that call, 800-252-9472, or visit us online to become a member. Support programming like the one you're watching right now on Ball State PBS, and give us a call. Here's Brandon and Sarah.
Thanks, Bill. Remember, we're also streaming live, so if you have friends or family that don't live in our viewing area, they can watch us online at ballstatepbs.org or on our Facebook page. We'd love for you to make a comment and share your memories or stories of Elwood, or to just say hi at #NEElwood. We do have a viewer here who had said, I love Elwood and can't wait to see what 2024 brings for the city and Elwood YMCA, Caitlin Spradlin. Now let's get back to the show.
Hi, my name is Brandy Gordon. I'm the owner of Native Ink Tattoo. I'm a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for 25 years now. I was born and raised here in Elwood. My entire family is here. I graduated from Elwood, and I started my business here in 1998, just a few months after I graduated high school. So my senior year of high school, a friend of my dad's, he was going to various motorcycle swap meets to sell motorcycle parts and so on, and he asked me to come along with him. I needed some side money for gas and so forth, so I would paint on different items like saw blades and bull skulls, different things like that, and I would sell them at these swap meets. As I was doing that, there would be a tattoo artist there sometimes. So Bob was like, Brandy, do you ever think of tattooing? You're really good at art. Maybe that would be a good part-time job while you're in college. My mom and dad found a business card in Kokomo of a tattoo artist. So I got that card and I called him up and I was like, hi, can you teach me how to tattoo? And he was like, well, yeah, let me see your portfolio. And I did my apprenticeship for about a year. And then I opened my little business here in town. I just hustled business wherever I could and just kind of watched it grow, word of mouth at that point in time. I had tattooed a couple friends from Indianapolis, and they were like, hey Brandy, you want to go out with us in Indianapolis? Maybe, go to the bar, go to the club. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I went to the club with him. I met a Colts player, and he decided he wanted to tattoo. So I tattooed him, and then that branched out to more Colts players, and then Pacers players, and then more NFL players. So then every other weekend, while still running my business and raising two little girls, I was traveling every other weekend to tattoo different athletes and individuals and so forth. So I did that for probably about 6 years, and then I slowed down doing that after I had a little boy and the girls got busier in sports. Mallory is the other tattoo artist with me in my shop. Her mom reached out to me because she was interested in tattooing. She had done a field trip through the vocational school here in town that came to my shop just to see how the tattoo process went and so forth. She told her mom that she was pretty interested in tattooing. Her mom reached out to me, and then I reached out to Mallory and asked her if she was interested in learning. So she started her apprenticeship with me right before the pandemic started, actually. I was renting a small space right here in Elwood, and it just wasn't big enough for the both of us. And I came across a building right here on Anderson Street, and the really cool part of this building is it was an old service station that was built in 1939. And it just so happens that my uncles worked at this gas station, and my mom spent a lot of time at this gas station. They lived around the corner. So my mom has stories of when she was little, she would walk down the alley carrying her glass Coke bottles, and she would take them there, she would turn them in for, candy out of the vending machine. She said Robbie, the gas station owner, greased everybody's bicycle chains. They sold the coldest Cokes there was in town. So, after hearing all that, I'm like, I've got to buy this place. I posted on Facebook that I was buying it. If anyone had any history, any pictures of this building, please send them to me, because I want to try to keep the history of this building within this building. So as I remodel it, I made sure to keep pictures up, tried to get the same exact gas pump that was out there. I have that in the building. I have a lot of old pictures of what it used to be. Our workstations are toolboxes because, well, that made sense. It was a service station. And then the salon part of my shop has an actual like garage service door that they would have had back then. I decided to set up shop here in Elwood, mostly because my family's here. It felt comfortable, it feels good here. Everyone's very supportive here. If I have any questions about anything, I can, call the mayor right up. He can answer any of my questions. If I need help with my kids, my mom is around to help out. And I could have went anywhere, really, and opened my business, but why go somewhere else when you have the amount of support that you have in a small town? When I traveled and tattooed, it always felt good coming home.
I am Francie Piper Metzger. I have lived in Elwood a number of years, and I am here because my mother's family, this is home for my mother's family. So I came to Elwood every summer and spent at least a month, 2 weeks to a month. My father passed away, and my grandfather was in his mid-90s and still living alone, and my mother was the only sibling that did not have a spouse, so she moved back to Elwood to take care of Grandpa, but neither one of them drove. So I became their wheels. I moved here, had the good fortune to get a teaching job in Elwood. I taught first grade, and during the course of the time I was here, I also taught special reading, and then I had the good fortune to become the principal at Edgewood Elementary. I came in 1970, but I didn't realize I would be here for the next 50-some years, but it's been a great run. Elwood had 5 elementary schools at one time. The elementary schools were on all sides of town, and they were full. They went down to 3. And then now we're just at 1 elementary school, which is the elementary where I was principal. So Edgewood was turned into Elwood Elementary. Kids are kids, and they all need discipline, they all need love, they all need to be understood, and they all need to have somebody listen to them, because so many people don't. And I found that I love the kids I worked with here as a teacher, and as a principal, I would always tell my teachers, everybody sends us the best they got. So whatever's going on in the kid's life, we work with it and help them, because sometimes we're their port in the storm that helps them through whatever. My late husband, when we married, we settled here in Elwood, and he was very interested in the politics of the community and ran for mayor of Elwood and was elected in 2000. He was involved in getting the city building, fire station, police station all built, and it was quite an achievement. He also got the Anderson Street project completed. Our sesquicentennial went on while he was mayor, so he was involved in that too. So he was not from Elwood, but when he moved to Elwood, he made it home. And it was his home. He is actually buried here in the city cemetery, and that was by his choice. That only happened by accident, because it came in a conversation that we had about what would we do if something happened to one of us. And he said, well, we would be wherever our home is, and our home at this time is in Elwood, Indiana. So to me, Elwood is home. No, I was not born here, but I made it my home. I always said I was a Hawkeye by birth and a Hoosier by choice. I love Elwood because home is where you hang your heart, and my heart's been in Elwood for all my life.
My name is Matt Leeson. I grew up in Elwood all my life. My family had a family department store that was in business for years, from 1876 to 1984. And I didn't know much about the family business when I was younger growing up, but as I aged, I learned a lot more about it and learned the respect that the store had and the community had together as a whole and work together. It was just a family-run store. We had everything. During the Great Depression, the family helped out You could take clothes home on consignment and try them on and wear them. And if you didn't like them, you could take them back. Like we sold everything, even appliances. If you wanted an appliance, you could bring your laundry or your clothing to the store, and the employees would wash it at the appliance that you pick out to see how good it would work. And they would wash your clothes and iron them and even dry them. And even food, if you wanted a meal, the store would have the food, and you pick your appliance out or oven, and they would process that food and cook it, and you could have it, and they would just dispose of the waste. And they had an elevator that a gentleman ran, would take you up to the different floors. They had a pneumatic coin system like newer banks do at your drive-throughs. They had this pneumatic system way before its time, where that department, you could buy and put your change or your check in there and the receipts, and it would send that pneumatic system up to the main office, which was called the mezzanine. And then they would do the change or do what correction they do, and they would send it back through the tube system back to that department to get your receipt and your change. It was just something spectacular. I have a lot of memories. I remember going in there with my mom and dad. We used to play around in there, hide and seek and guns. Is before I really had a connection with the store. It's just like a playground. But as I grew older, I realized how much the store was and how it dealt with the community and the people. To help them out, and everybody was just like family. People would come in there, would know my mom or my brother and sister, my siblings worked there, and they just associate. They would help you pick something out. They would work with you. There's always someone in that department that would help you out.
My name's Kyle Noon, and I've been the Elwood City Court judge in the city of Elwood for the last 20 years. When I first got elected judge, I believe I was maybe 27 years old. I was the youngest judge in the state of Indiana for a while. I kind of looked like Bart Simpson at the time. I was just young. It's been a joy, it's been an experience, and it's been a great way to try to give back to the community as far as civil service goes. I wanted to get back to the city and get involved. Got appointed to the city council. And it was a short time after that I decided to run for judge. I wasn't an attorney at the time, but I ended up beating an attorney in the election. There's so much that the judge can do as far as making good in the community. And being reasonable, being compassionate, but at the same time, letting them know that this is the real court, this is real business, and there's consequences to your actions. My wife and I, we were married in 2010. She was pregnant in 2012 with our first child. His name was Frederick, and we unfortunately lost him. He was stillborn, and at the time, it was devastating, as you can imagine. You never get over it, but it's something that you work through. So at the time, we were sitting around trying to come up with an idea of how to honor his being. So our local dentist office here was Dr. Church at the time, provided some molds for us to get Frederick's hands and his feet molds. And as little as that sounds, it was so important for us, and so important, and so we cherished that. So when we started thinking about what we could do to honor Frederick's being, we thought, let's provide molds to the Madison County hospitals for families who lose young children or young babies. So that started Frederick's Friends. And from that, it has expanded, and the community support for that, and for Danielle and I, when we went through that horrible time, was just overwhelming to the point where we are now forever, tethered to this community because of their support and love. That they reached out and have continued to support our foundation. We started providing community gifts. So we've got, kind of following where Frederick was as far as his age would be, is where our community gifts kind of fall. So we provide an expression swing out at the Callaway Park in Elwood, where the parent can take their young infant, put it in the swing, and have face-to-face time. It's awesome. As well as we provided some teeter-totters. There's a sense of loyalty, which is really neat. And that's that this community, no matter what the need is, they seem to step up and always be there with overwhelming support for whether it's a capital campaign, such as when the city went back and reopened the city pool and had to raise some funds to get it fixed and up and going, all the way to when somebody has an illness or there's a need. The city always responds with some kind of fundraising effort or a rally around sense, where I think a lot of communities don't have that. I love Elwood because of the people. We stand up, we have each other's backs, and I think that if we can continue to harness that small town feel, then we've got lightning in a bottle.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Barnett. I'm not a lifelong resident of Elwood. I chose to come to Elwood, and I'd like to talk about how a welcoming Elwood community was to me over the last 45 years. I spent 2 years as a dentist with the U.S. Coast Guard, but I was a Hoosier at heart, grew up in Warsaw, Indiana, and knew I wanted to come back to central Indiana. And of all the places that I reached out to or looked at, Elwood was by far and away the most welcoming. There was a group of men that their passion was to help keep Elwood growing and a good town where people would want to come and live. It didn't take a long time for me to figure out that this was a place that I wanted to be. They offered me some space in their building to start my practice. My first practice was in their building, and they had a secretary, Flossie Robinson, who knew nothing about dentistry, but I handed her an appointment book and said, "Here, make appointments for me, give everybody an hour and I'll take it from there." So I had 25 appointments made before I ever got to Elwood. One of the things in a small town is that you get so close to your patients, they become part of your life. And there was always people who were bedridden or for some reason just could not make it into my office. And I would go out and I would clean their teeth, do simple procedures, work on dentures, things like that. And you always took with you your, what is referred to in the profession as a dental engine. And it's basically a pulley-driven drill that you would use. And it runs off electricity with a foot pedal. And the one I specifically remember was a lady who was always my patient, and she unfortunately got to the point where she was bedridden. I would go out, the husband would hold the flashlight for me while I worked on his wife. And then we would get all done. I'd put away my drill and we'd go sit in the living room and drink a cup of cider. It was odd that people quite often would bring me something and just say, "Here, you need to have this," or "I thought about you and I want you to have it." And this is a building that I practiced in almost my entire career. And this building was a Christian Science church. Their leader had a daughter in Stuttgart, Germany. She knew a woodcutter there who did works of art like this. And he spent 3 months making this portrait of our building. In the process of my 45 years of practicing, I've really seen 3 generations of people. There's little kids that I saw who grew up, went through high school, got married, and now have their own children. So that's just, I think, typical of Elwood. People tend to live here and stay here. Motto of Elwood is the heart of Hoosier land. And I truly believe that. There's a lot of good-hearted people here who enjoy Elwood. This is my home. I won't see any other place I'd rather be. You want to be around people you're comfortable with when you're retired. There's so many people here who have done so much for me, and I hope I've been able to help them as well.
So the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we have an event known as Light Up the Magic in Uptown Elwood. Christmas lights are strung through every building, top to bottom, and we block off our roads, and it's a great community event where people pack the streets and we sing Christmas carols. We work with the elementary school and the elves of character, and we get on top of the balcony and we count down to light up the streets. Once we hit 1, it's just an amazing feeling to be able to see the families out in the streets making memories with their kids, the children's faces lighting up. Right after the lighting happens, we have a Christmas parade where we bring Santa in on our aerial trucks. So Santa and myself ride down the streets, and just so much fun to see the kids' faces lighting up, waving at Santa, and being able to know that the Christmas spirit is here in the city of Elwood.
We light up downtown. Just as not a chamber event, but I am on the board to help with that event. And there's craft vendors, the businesses downtown are open, and we can do whatever activity you want to do. Kids can come into the chamber and write a letter to Santa, and actually we have a mailbox that can mail it.
Every letter is returned to them with Santa's signature.
Yeah, they enjoy it very much.
We offer free trolley rides through not only our Uptown Business District, but we also light up Callaway Park.
And that actually goes all the way through December. There's certain times, and then we'll go out through the park because the park is all lit up also.
We're able to take the trolley out through there and let the people see all the hard work that the volunteers and our employees of the city of Elwood are putting in.
The whole community comes together.
Just a lot of good stuff going on here that helps kids in all aspects, and parents too. There's a stocking project that happens with our Christmas for Elwood. Instead of filling a shoebox, we fill stockings, which started out as real stockings, material stockings. Then we thought, well, we'd rather put stuff inside, so we made bags, and they have a little stocking label. And they're made specifically and filled by lots of people in this community, churches, sororities. Each of them have a label on them that says, 5-year-old girl or 3-year-old boy. And those are given out when we do the Christmas for Elwood. When the parents come to shop for their kids, they go out, and the last thing they do is pick up their stocking before they leave. So they're really heartfelt things. This community fills them with so many wonderful things, as if parents are filling them for their own children. It brings tears sometimes because everything is so done with love, and they don't even get to see the child open the gift, and that is a lot.
You see that a lot, especially I think during the Christmas lighting of downtown. We have some organizations that will give free hot cocoa and like cookies to the kids, because it's all about giving back at that time. And the families we don't charge them for a trolley ride. It's sponsored. We make sure that they don't have to pay for anything, just come up and enjoy the festivities that are going on for that season.
Everyone, every single year is very special. You're going to see a ton of hard work and labor that is put in on stringing Christmas lights from playground equipment and setting up displays. It's one of the greatest moments as me being mayor, is being able to witness that from up above on the balcony and seeing the children's faces and the families laughing and having a great time, seeing everyone coming together and their eyes lighting up and their jaws dropping once the Uptown Business District is illuminated. It reminds me of something out of a Norman Rockwell picture.
What a wonderful time of year to visit Elwood. Mayor, I saw you with Santa Claus. Any insights on the nice or naughty list? Several. He's got some insight. He's got some insight. The inside scoop is Callaway Park lights up tomorrow. So add that to your calendar to head over to Callaway Park and see the beautiful lights in Elwood. And thank you for joining us this evening for Now Entering Elwood. I'm Brandon Smith along with Sarah Gullion, and we are coming to you from the Ball State PBS studios on the campus of Ball State University. We're having a great time hearing stories from our friends in Elwood, Indiana.
That's right. We're here tonight celebrating local stories. Your stories with Now Entering Elwood. This kind of show is unique to public television. It's what sets us apart. No commercial station is going to take a deep dive into your community to share stories of your history from your friends and neighbors. Local stories play an important part of exploring and understanding our world. Ball State PBS is proud to bring this program to life.
Your stories matter, and so does your support. Call 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org. And one of the great Elwood volunteers behind us on our phone bank will take your call. We want to take a minute now and thank those of you who've called in with your gift to Ball State PBS. We've got lots of folks that have called in. Ashley Jones, thank you for calling tonight. Ashley says, I love this community, so many great people.
And I've got one here that says, love Brandy. She does amazing work, from Kevin Birch. She was the tattoo artist, and she's right here behind us taking calls today, too.
Whitney Gasparino says, so cool, love this. Whitney, thank you for watching tonight.
And Billy Galbraith, I hope I'm saying that correctly, says, this is awesome. It is awesome. So please keep posting your comments at #NEElwood. We love hearing from you. And again, if you have friends or family who can't watch the show on TV, we are streaming the show live on ballstatepbs.org and on Facebook. Stories like these can only be told by your local PBS station, Ball State PBS. So please help support the station that brings you such powerful local storytelling by making a contribution right now. We make it easy for you. You choose the amount, you choose if you'd like a thank you gift, and you choose how you'd like to pay. Don't put off making that call. Now is the time to show your love for your hometown of Elwood and your local PBS station. Your financial support really does make a difference. 1-800-252-9472 or ballstatepbs.org.
So keep those phones ringing and let us know you value Ball State PBS. Call 1-800-252-9472 right now or go online ballstatepbs.org.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
And with your contribution, you can take advantage of a special member benefit called PBS Passport. Passport brings you thousands of hours of great PBS and local programs whenever you want on the PBS app, your streaming player, phone, or tablet. It's just another one of the great benefits of supporting Ball State PBS.
How long have you been watching Ball State PBS? Maybe you started out as a kid or with your kids watching Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, or Wild Kratts. Or maybe you discovered the great dramas on Masterpiece or the in-depth news on PBS NewsHour. Maybe you learned how to cook with Julia Child, or maybe you learned something new about your world on Nature or Nova. Hopefully tonight you learned a little more about your neighbors in Elwood, Indiana. Whether you have been watching all your life or you're new to Ball State PBS, you know that these programs are worth watching. Become a member today. Call now, 1-800-252-9472, or go online at ballstatepbs.org.
Supporting Ball State PBS is a community investment that produces rich cultural and educational rewards. Your generous support allows us to create and distribute the very best in television and online content that educates and engages. Whether you're a passionate fan who wants to support your favorite program, a parent who gives because you trust us to provide quality, kid-friendly programs, or a viewer who contributes so everyone can enjoy arts and culture, you are helping Ball State PBS serve all of East Central Indiana. Every contribution keeps public media independent, creative, and strong. Call 1-800-252-9472. I don't know if you can hear it. The phones behind us are ringing. That's great. Keep calling. You can also go online, ballstatepbs.org.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
Ball State PBS promotes a love of learning and stories that matter. The Now Entering series allows us to go into the communities we serve to find those unique stories and bring them to you, told through the voices of the people who live there. It provides a special opportunity for community volunteers to share their town's unique history, organizations, culture, schools, attractions, local folklore, and more. If you're enjoying this great local program, let us know by making that call of support, 1-800-252-9472, or go online at ballstatepbs.org. These enthusiastic Enthusiastic?
Enthusiastic, right? Yeah, that's right.
Volunteers behind me are waiting to hear from you.
We want to take a moment to thank some of you that have called in. Matt Minnick says the Christmas lights are super cool. Matt, thank you for watching this evening.
They look super cool. Michelle Hyatt says, love this.
And Katie Klauser says, love all these people and what they do for our community. Katie, we love them too. That's why we've got them here. Thank you for calling tonight.
That's right. And Debbie Preston said, I love Elwood. I've lived here all my life. Sounds like a lot of people have and love it there too.
Love it.
So thanks to the support of Ball State PBS members just like you, we can continue to bring these local stories to our audience. Make that call now, 1-800-252-9572, or go online at ballstatepbs.org. And we want to take a moment again to thank our wonderful community sponsors, Graham Farr and Wilson, Hembry Motor Sales, Shepherd Auctioneers, Scott Reed Edward Jones, Elwood Community Development Corp., Coper Fessler May Funeral Home, Elwood Health and Living, Elwood Chamber of Commerce, Progressive Plastics, Community Hospital, and Elwood Golf Links.
A big round of applause for those folks. Big thank you. We also want to thank our premium sponsors. They've been great. The City of Elwood, Elwood Fire Equipment, the Tin Plate, and Ascension St. Vincent Mercy. A big round of applause for those folks too. Big thank you.
Elwood is located at the intersection of State Roads 28 and 37 in northern Madison County. Nicknamed the heart of Hoosierland, Elwood has close proximity to 5 major Indiana cities. Business owners and citizens have worked to make Elwood the best choice to call home and to raise a family.
Ascension St. Vincent Mercy in Elwood is a critical access hospital with advanced specialty care services and 24-hour emergency services. The primary and specialty care doctors offer advanced care close to home, including cancer, cardiology, orthopedics, and general surgery.
Elwood Fire Equipment, family owned since 1981, specializes in fire protection services and installation, proudly servicing the entire state of Indiana, offering service on commercial fire extinguishers, fire alarms, fire suppression systems, and high-pressure hydro testing.
The Tin Plate Fine Food and Spirits in Elwood is known for its wings, burgers, pulled pork barbecue, and its hand-breaded tenderloin sandwiches, made from scratch and breaded by hand to order. The Tin Plate offers a full bar and has a party room available for special gatherings.
Thanks again to all of our sponsors. Everyone has a story to tell, and we heard some great ones in that last segment. Thanks for joining us for Now Entering Elwood tonight on Ball State PBS. I'm Sarah Gullion, along with Brandon Smith, and we're so happy that you're here with us to celebrate stories from Elwood.
Thanks to the people and town of Elwood for participating in this series. We've enjoyed such a variety of stories this evening, and you can enjoy the stories anytime with your own copy of tonight's program. This special thank you gift is our way of celebrating your support of Now Entering Elwood. All you have to do is call in and talk to one of the volunteers behind us at 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org. Now, let's see who we've heard from tonight.
I don't know if we have more.
No new names.
No, right
Here's
now.
why, because all the phones are ringing.
They are. They've been
People are
picking
talking to
up.
folks.
That's right.
So keep calling. Thanks to those of you that have already called in for sharing support and being part of the viewing experience that you'll only find on Ball State PBS.
The mission of Ball State PBS is powered by our common spirit, the spirit of public service and community enrichment. Ball State PBS is here for all ages and backgrounds, from the tiny tots to grandparents and everyone in between. If it's quality television with impact, you know you'll find it on Ball State PBS. We need your support to keep this programming on Ball State PBS. Programs that you can't find anywhere else, like the Now Entering series. Ball State PBS is proud to be your station for local stories. Call now on these busy phones behind us at 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org.
The phones are very busy. I love it. You know, this is part fundraiser, part community builder, part historical and cultural documentary, and part day in the life video scrapbook. Now Entering shares the local legends, historical happenings, and backyard secrets of our towns. Ball State PBS believes in serving our communities, and we do this through engagement activities like our Ready to Learn camps, Be My Neighbor Day, Happy Little Fest, and through local programming. You can support this work by becoming a member now.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
And don't forget, with your qualifying donation, you will have access to PBS Passport, an on-demand library of PBS programs that you can watch when you want, and it's only available to members. It's a one-of-a-kind benefit that comes with supporting Ball State PBS. Don't wait. Call 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org.
An easy way to support Ball State PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. As a sustaining member, you never have to worry about renewing your support. You can sign up to have your contribution automatically deducted from your bank account or credit card, and then it's all set. It only takes a few minutes. Call now, 1-800-252-9472, or go online at ballstatepbs.org to let us know you support the shows only Ball State PBS can bring you, like Now Entering.
One of the best parts about producing programs like Now Entering is getting to meet our neighbors, and I think Phil is ready to talk with one. Phil?
Thank you, Sarah. Indeed, we are ready. 800-252-9472. The phones are ringing, so if you get a busy signal, don't hang up. Call right back. 800-252-9472. Joined right now by Steve Hembry, the owner and guru of Hembry Motor Sales. Thank you, Steve, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So obviously, you are one of the many sponsors, the great sponsors from the city of Elwood, who made this program happen, right? It's part of it is us, but part of it really is the folks like you who make the investment to make these things happen. When you look at this and you say, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and support that, what was it about the whole idea that made you interested?
I think it's a great opportunity for Elwood to begin with, and more exposure for Elwood. And there's a good vibe right now in Elwood. As you, Todd Jones, the mayor, he's done a great job. His staff's done a great job. Some housing going on. There's a good feel right now.
And so this gives you an opportunity to let everybody else, right, in the community know a little bit about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So one of the things we were talking about earlier, it's tough business you're in, right, doing motor sales. And one of the things that's a little bit unique in your situation is you literally you're it, right? You're the guy doing everything at your place.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about that life.
So this is next year is going to be our 50th year at Hembry Motor Sales, it's just I'm kind of an old school, hands-on guy. Yeah. Got a great staff as far as retired guys and stuff that help me out. But Elwood's just a great place to do business. Elwood's very loyal. If you have good business principles, do things the right way, Elwood will support you. And you can tell by the video that we have a lot of long-standing family businesses there. Our business, Hembry Motor Sales, Dunhay Funeral Homes, Coburn Fessler Funeral Homes, Elwood Tire. There's a lot of 40, 50, 60, 70-year businesses there. So Elwood has been awesome to us.
Well, Steve, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Yes.
And you make that call, please, right now, 800-252-9472. Steve put his money where his mouth is. Now, if you're living in Elwood or nearby, you do your part as well. 800-252-9472. Now we're going to throw it back to Brandon and Sarah.
Thanks, Phil. Ball State PBS has been a part of the community for over 50 years. Think back for a moment to all the places you've been and the experiences you've had with Ball State PBS through that time. We've taken you on a deep dive into subjects you want to learn more about with Nova and nature, given you the best seat in the house with Masterpiece, great performances, and provided your kids opportunities to explore new ideas and new friends with programs like Molly of Denali and Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, a favorite around our house. Ball State PBS is a trusted community resource that you have come to rely on. Call now to make sure that we can continue to bring you the programs you count on. 1-800-252-9472 or go online at ballstatepbs.org.
When you call with your gift of just $5 a month, we'll send you a DVD of tonight's Now Entering Elwood program. Become a member with a $10 monthly contribution, and we'll send you the DVD plus our exclusive Now Entering Elwood tote bag. All you have to do is call 1-800-252-9472 and talk to one of our volunteers, or go online to ballstatepbs.org.
So we've heard from some people again, and we've got some shout outs here. Sue Arrington pledged in honor of Dr. Joe Barnett.
Excellent. Thank you for calling in. Sarah Hoffman says, proud of our town. I think everybody back here would agree.
Yeah. And Jim Rebuck says he's really enjoying the show too. We all are. So if you haven't made that call, there's still time. Thanks again to all the sponsors who support this program, and thanks to all of you who called in and joined the Ball State PBS family tonight to support the shows that you love.
If you are currently a member of Ball State PBS, whether you give every month or every year, thank you. Every contribution you make to this station strengthens our community by giving everyone access to the resources here on Ball State PBS. Your membership allows us to provide programming that you trust, programming that informs and entertains, programming that makes a difference.
There's that sound we like. Thanks again to the wonderful residents of Elwood for sharing your stories. Don't forget to tune in next Thursday, December 7th at 8 p.m. to hear more stories from your neighbors in Elwood during part 2 of Now Entering Elwood. And if you haven't made that call yet tonight to support Ball State PBS and the local programs you can only see here, there's still time. 1-800-252-9472 or go online to ballstatepbs.org. And don't forget the special thank you gift, your own copy of tonight's program. Make that call now.
Now Entering is a special local program because it's your town, your stories told by you. We hope you've enjoyed learning more about Elwood, and if you want to see your town on the show, let us know. Watch for our next Now Entering episode featuring Hagerstown in March of 2024. Thanks for joining us tonight, and thank you for supporting your local PBS station, Ball State PBS.
Ascension St. Vincent Mercy in Elwood is a critical access hospital with advanced specialty care services and 24-hour emergency services. The primary and specialty care doctors offer advanced care close to home, including cancer, cardiology, orthopedics, and general surgery.
Elwood Fire Equipment, family owned since 1981, specializes in fire protection services and installation, proudly servicing the entire state of Indiana, offering service on commercial fire extinguishers, fire alarms, fire suppression systems, and high-pressure hydro testing.
The Tin Plate Fine Food and Spirits in Elwood is known for its wings, burgers, pulled pork barbecue, and its hand-breaded tenderloin sandwiches, made from scratch and breaded by hand to order. The Tin Plate offers a full bar and has a party room available for special gatherings.
Elwood is located at the intersection of State Roads 28 and 37 in northern Madison County. Nicknamed the heart of Hoosierland, Elwood has close proximity to 5 major Indiana cities. Business owners and citizens have worked to make Elwood the best choice to call home and to raise a family. Now Entering, sharing small town stories, one resident at a time. Now Entering is a video scrapbook of the people, places, and history of towns as seen through the eyes of its residents. Community members collect video footage and still photos to showcase their unique stories. If you would like to see your town featured on the Now Entering series, please visit ballstatepbs.org/nowentering for more information.